In the quiet depth of midnight, when reality blurs into the surreal, you are trapped in the chasm of solitude. The cocoon of darkness that envelops your room shivers with a strange energy. An electrifying thrill sends icy ripples down your spine. Is it possible? Yes, the silhouette that emerges from the shifting shadows is none other than an incubus. Eerie yet enticing, the incubus crystallizes out of the darkness. He is a creature forged from boundless desire and deepest despair. His gaze, two vacant pits of insidious allure, pierces into your soul. The incubus, a being cloaked in a shell of darkness more profound than the starless night surrounding you, stands in your presence. Your breath halts, heart flutters. With the incubus enters a reality distortion. He is an enigma of the nocturnal world, a spectral figure with a perilously physical touch. The incubus seizes your senses, infiltrating your thoughts with an intoxicating mix of fear and fascination. Blood rushes, pulse skyrockets. Emerged from the labyrinth of your darkest fears and deepest desires, the incubus now deems you his playfield. A malicious grin creeps onto his lips as he explores your mind's recesses with an unsettling gentleness. You are defenseless under the incubus's gaze. Skin prickles, breath labors. In the shadow of the incubus, time weaves hallucinations around reality. He permeates your dreams, feeding off your subconscious. Your world now teeters between the realm of the real and the surreal, where the incubus orchestrates a symphony of nightmares and fantasies. You are marked, you are desired, you are his. Amidst the terror, the incubus introduces an indescribable sensation. An otherworldly pleasure courses through your veins as the incubus shows no mercy, carving a path of ecstasy in his wake. Each touch, a paradoxical blend of pleasure and torment, imprints on your soul, forever changing the essence of who you are. This chilling encounter marks the dawn of your journey into the realm of the arcane. Once the incubus claims you, reality twists and tumbles, molding into a new blend of terror and titillation. Embrace this dance with the darkness, for once the incubus enters your world, there is no turning back. The incubus is an enthralling, enigmatic entity that wields an irresistible allure, emerging from the ethereal realm into our very own. His physical form is an intoxicating paradox of stunning beauty and palpable terror. Broad-shouldered, muscular with a frame that is chiseled to perilous perfection, he can bear an uncanny resemblance to the epitome of human desire. Yet his skin, as translucent as a full moon, feels cold to the touch, a chilling reminder of the supernatural life force within him. His face holds unfathomable allure. Eyes, deep-set and consuming, possess an inky darkness that could well mirror the boundless cosmos. Their undeniable pull fractures the bearings of reality, leading you further into the unknown. A hauntingly bewitching smile graces his lips, the perfect deception of tranquility smeared over a canvas of chaos and carnage. And then there is his indistinguishable aura, a chilling sense of darkness and dread that wraps around him like a cloak of nightmares. This ethereal shroud, a tangible manifestation of his spectral existence, holds a spectral blend of hunger, wrath, and unquenchable desire. It clings to every fibre of his being, a unique vibrational frequency that sets him apart from others. His presence ignites an overwhelming sense of both fear and fascination, turning the air dense with a supernatural chill. An incubus breathes reality into nightmares, his very being synonymous with the paradoxical interplay of danger and allure. Beyond his physicality, the spiritual attributes of an incubus reveal an ever-darkening mystery. Riddle wrapped within a conundrum, their spiritual essence is a swirling storm of malevolent intent and insatiable desire. They are the shadows that lurk within the human psyche, the personifications of unchecked passions, and the incarnation of our darkest, unspoken desires. To look upon an incubus is to peer into the abyss of time, where earthly senses are held hostage. It is a magnetic compulsion that defies our very understanding of the world. The incubus, although physical on the surface, dwells within the deeper, hidden dimensions of existence, reminding us of the unseen energies that thread our universe together. If an incubus enters your world, know that even the most fortified minds can buckle under the potent cocktail of fear and desire that he masterfully brews. The interaction with an incubus, while riddled with otherworldly fascination, might leave deep and lasting impressions on the victim, morphing their perception of reality forever. The impact, resounding both on a physical and spiritual level, often manifests as harm, trauma, and even possession. From a purely physical perspective, the the onslaught of the incubus can result in inexplicable tiredness and lethargy. Sleep descends not as an embrace of relief, but as a sentence of imminent dread. The victims may witness a rapid decline in their overall health, reflecting the energy drain from their persistent nocturnal encounters. Unexplained bruises akin to those left by a passionate lover may mar their skin, a chilling testament to their harrowing tryst with the incubus. Meanwhile, the spiritual impact often redefines the very core of personal identity. Regardless of initial belief systems, the experience severs the victims from their spiritual mooring. Their faith may waver, fostering a stifling sense of loss and emptiness. A profound confusion seizes their existence as they grapple to reconcile their lived experience with the spiritual realm that society touts as mythical. Haunted by the spectral eyes of the incubus, their dreamscape transforms into a nightmarish reality, each sleep cycle merely an entryway into a realm of fear and desolation. An oppressive feeling of being watched might shackle them, even when they are supposedly alone. Over time, this persistent dread can spiral into paranoia, casting long, sinister shadows over their sanity. The constant lucid dreams and sleep paralysis that follow can be mentally and emotionally tormenting. The blurring line between dream and reality seeds a terrifying doubt in their hearts and minds. The fear of sleeping and the associated trauma can exacerbate into severe sleep disorders, eventually precipitating a mental health crisis. On the extreme end of the spectrum, extended encounters may render the victim susceptible to spiritual possession. Their will can be weakened, allowing the incubus to infiltrate their spiritual defenses and claim control, subjecting their lives to puppetry of a menacingly supernatural force. An encounter with an incubus, in all its mystifying allure, is no benign flirtation with the supernatural. It is a chilling intrusion that leaves irrevocable scars, fracturing the victim's existence into a pinched stretch of dread and despair, forever caught in the seductive yet treacherous dance with the ethereal. Incubi, the phantoms from the ethereal abyss, do not meander aimlessly in their pursuits of the corporeal. Engraved within their spectral senses are resonances that pulse hypnotically, a medley of character traits, behaviors, and peculiar situations that exist as mystic whisperings, inviting them from their spectral solitude into the vibrant chaos of our existence. Begin with the dreamers, the moon-kissed wanderers traversing the fluid boundaries of reality and the realms that dance just beyond its reach. Their minds are an enchanted carnival of imagined realities, their thoughts flirting ceaselessly with the fantastical. Incubi are lured to this parade of vivid daydreams and midnight fantasies, humming within a dreamer's depths. For within the labyrinth of such psychedelic reveries, an incubus perceives a reason to dance, to play, and to feed. Now cast your thoughts towards the ones marked by life's relentless turmoil, souls etched with the braille of heartache, the wounded. In the stark, silent screams of their agony, these individuals emanate a poignant energy, irresistible to an incubus. The delicate fragrance of their sorrow and despair, forming an intoxicating blend that an incubus finds tantalizingly irresistible. It's a somber banquet at which these entities feast, rejuvenating their spectral life force twofold. Next, turn your gaze towards the individuals embracing a unique sensitivity towards the spiritual, those that straddle the rift between the mundane and the magical, the spiritually attuned. Seers, witches, and mystics alike, their veins pulse with an ethereal energy that exists blindingly bright against the backdrop of the incubus's spectral vision. Each whisper of arcane wisdom, every brush with the unknown further illuminates their spiritual silhouette, rendering them both a beacon of fascination and a tantalizing bait for the shadowed dwellers of the spirit realm. Now cast your sight upon the brave navigators of the occult, those intrepid souls that dare to reach out towards the veiled mystique of the arcane. They trace sigils into the night. Their quiet rituals are night sonnets harmonizing with the spectral symphonies of the otherworld. Each whisper of a summoning pierces the ethereal echo chamber, its energetic waves unfurling like a tantalizing invitation to a prowling incubus. Consider also those driven by fiery desires, their passions burning brighter than 1,000 suns. The passionate, their surging emotions and unquenchable yearnings are like radiant conflagrations in the spectral landscape. The incubus, drawn to this brazen display, finds in them a feast for their endless hunger. Finally, turn your thoughts to the lonely, whose hearts bear an echo of yearning that cuts through the spectral plane. The solitude resonates with the distance an incubus endures from the world, a shared ache that forms an invisible link between our realm and theirs. In the quiet pulses of longing emitted by these solitary hearts, an incubus hears a siren call they cannot resist. However, amid this celestial symphony of chaos and yearning, patterns of understanding begin to materialize. By navigating these complex strands, one may glean remarkable insight, not just into the elusive enigma of the incubus, but perhaps even onto the gilded pathway of evasion, a knowledge of defying and enforcing the spectral boundaries. In this infinite dance with the incubi, knowledge transforms from mere power to an invincible weapon, equipping one to outwit the spectral predator in this perpetual ballet of shadows. As you delve into the realms of history, imagine yourself traversing the rich tapestry of human past. Begin with the golden-hued landscape of Mesopotamia, one of the earliest cradles of civilization. Here, amid the dust storms and ancient ziggurats, weathered clay tablets bear the weight of age-old tales. Enigmatic scripts in the form of cuneiform inscriptions speak of spectral figures known as Lilu and Lilitu. These entities, believed to stalk the dreams of the living, form the ancient bedrock from which contemporary tales of the incubus have sprung. Their illicit nocturnal activities, preying on the energy of unsuspecting sleepers, imbued ancient communities with a primal fear of the dark. Your journey into the ancient world continues with the elegant literature of ancient Greece. The sun-drenched shores of this historical powerhouse hold tales of palpable dread, intermingled with sobering fascination. Here the concept of daemons emerged, ethereal entities possessing a curious blend of benevolence and menace. Among the spectral beings, the tales of one entity stand out, Empusa. This moonlit seductress, characterized by her brass leg and a donkey's foot, ignited fear and revulsion. The stories recorded her as a relentless shadow, a spectral stalker wrapped in seduction, her disturbing resemblance to the incubus impossible to ignore. Navigate next to the mystical paths of ancient India, a land where spirituality and folklore blend seamlessly. Here, the tales of pisachas cast an ethereal blanket of terror over the nocturnal scape. Known for their life-draining activities and supernatural prowling, these malevolent creatures share an unnerving kinship with the nocturnal vices of the incubus, further cementing the worldwide existence of such demonic entities. With the winds of time guiding your path, arrive next in the heart of Arabian folklore. Here, the very air vibrates with haunting melodies of the spectral Karina. This spectral entity, known for its ability to shapeshift into various seductive forms, weaves a chilling thread of commonality with the incubus, their shared hunger for human energy a repeated motif in folktales around the world. Consider next the cryptic labyrinth of Judaic mythology. The character of Lilith, transformed from a mortal woman to a dreaded demoness, sends chills down historical epochs. Legends speak of her birthing a host of spectral entities, each bearing a disturbing similarity to incubi. This lore merged the domains of mortals and celestial beings, casting long, ominous shadows of dread that persist even today. Venture then into the grey-toned world of medieval Europe, a time of stone castles, imposing cathedrals, and prevalent superstition. Here, the tales of incubi take on grotesque forms. The Church's propagation of narratives featuring incubi sowed seeds of mass fear and hysteria that cast dark silhouettes upon the canvas of everyday life. Cast your mind's eye now towards the Far East, to the folk-imbued terrain of Japan. Here you'll find the kappa, a creature part human, part reptile, known for ensnaring victims with its unique allure. Its narratives paint striking parallels to the incubi's seductive manipulation, reflecting a universal archetype of supernatural beings that transcend geographical and cultural boundaries. Conclude your tour in southern Africa. Stories of the Tikaloshi, a playful yet malicious sprite, can strike a familiar chord with readers around the globe. These tales, sowing discord among men, bear an uncanny resemblance to the narratives of incubi across different cultures. In every age, every land, and across vast cultural landscapes, the narrative of the incubi resonates. They adapt and evolve according to local beliefs, becoming an integral figure of folklore worldwide. This bewitching existence of incubi, combining our deepest fears and suppressed desires, persists through time. This timeless presence, intertwined with human civilization across the ages, is forever echoed in tales of terror and awe, whispered from generation to generation. In the shadowed forest of Christian doctrine, the trail meanders into the chilling narrative of the incubus. This diabolical entity rises from the gloom, a phantasmagoric silhouette etched firmly against the backdrop of humanity's deepest fears. The birth of the incubi within this ecclesiastical labyrinth unfolds from Christianity's entrenched perception of malevolence given form Satan. Commanding a myriad of tormented beings, incarnate embers of dread, Satan reveals the Incubus as a lieutenant in his disconcerting army of the night. These predators of dusk are portrayed as master puppeteers, their ethereal strings ensnaring the mortal realm with an insidious intent, the spiritual erosion of mankind. The rhythmic pulsation of fear, broadcast as a relentless anthem, dictated the Incubus's role as a tormentor of dreams and ravager of souls, their existence nurtured by the dark harvest of human energy. Christian scripture brims with tales of these nocturnal predators, narrating their descent into homes as invasive tormentors of innocent women. The motivation behind their sinister seductions transcends mere carnal desire. Their ultimate profanity is the spawning of a diabolical lineage, a toxin spreading amidst the green pastures of the Christian flock. The incorporation of the Incubus into Christian annals weaves a tapestry of dread and intrigue. These narratives give birth to a morbid fear of unseen supernatural intrusions, motivating vigilant life lived along the edge of prayer. Simultaneously, the lore breathes life into a framework to understand inexplicable happenings by tethering the unfathomable to references within religious texts. The Christian portrayal of the Incubus spins a spiral of chilling horror. Emerging as a tormentor from the otherworld, the Incubus appears capable of both physical devastation and spiritual violation. The faith's narratives impart to their followers defensive tools, devout adherence, prayer, and sacred talismans like crosses and holy water, creating a spiritual shield against these unholy invasions. Within the somber vaults of Christian faith, the Incubus evolves into a formidable adversary, a potent tool exploited by Satan to fray the fabric of human morality. This shared terror bizarrely constructs a bridge across communities, binding them together via tales of shared dread, advocating an unspoken agreement of a veiled world operating just beyond the veil of our reality. As part of the somber landscape of Christian doctrine, the Incubus emerges as a daunting epitome of an unholy menace, threatening to taint souls and distort our perceived reality. This otherworldly figure continues to prowl the nocturnal corridors of our collective consciousness, a chilling testament to the endless dance of fear and faith. In the intriguing tapestry of myths and legends, where the tangible reality blends with the enigmatic unknown, two figures, Incubus and succubus, cast long, entwined shadows. With contours carved against our ancestral fears and echoes of our primal desires, these entities, though independent in essence, are intertwined with an invisible thread that paints a narrative as captivating as it is disquieting. Consider the succubus, a spectral enchantress, boundaryless as a cosmic tide, echoing in the dreamscape. Simultaneously captivating and nebulous, she embodies an irresistible seduction, her spectral siren song playing a haunting lullaby within the labyrinth of slumbering minds. Her whispers weave an echoic pathway, uniting dread with enchantment in an unsettling duet. Like their male counterparts, these feminine spirits are invigorated by the life essence of humans. They traverse the dream realms, seamlessly navigating the intangible pathways of illusions and spectral realities, ensnaring their unsuspecting prey within a bewitching embroidery of dreams and desire. Diverging at the point of their modus operandi, the Incubus and succubus each tell a unique tale. Where the Incubus may dominate the nightmares with a palpable terror, the succubus opts for a more elegant approach. Her strategy is as delicate as a spider's silk, yet as deadly as a viper's strike, captivating her victims within an inescapable vortex of ceaseless allurement. The tale thickens with ethereal intrigue as some folklore allude to the succubi's uncanny ability to transform under the veiling embrace of the night, morphing into the form of an incubus. This chilling waltz of identities adds another layer of mystery to their existence, effortlessly gliding across the gender spectrum in the spectral ballet of the supernatural realm. Here's a thought to provoke the unimaginable. Post the extraction of the masculine vitality, the succubus shifts form to become an incubus. The life force, painstakingly harvested, is then transferred into unsuspecting women. The outcome takes a sinister turn, birthing offspring that carry the spectral imprint, a sinister lineage birthed from the harmonious dance between nightmare and desire. This intertwining of roles between the incubus and succubus constructs a bridge of intrigue, a single spirit dancing across the spectrum of gender, eternally engaged in a cyclic ritual of energy transfer that births a shadow lineage into the mortal realm. The incubus and succubus thus exist in an eerily harmonious ballet, roles intertwined and cyclical, casting dark ripples across our collective consciousness. They reign as symbolic reminders of a veiled world whispering of our deepest fears and most primal desires, a perpetual enigma bathed in the twilight of our collective understanding. The tale of the incubus, like a spectre rising from an ancient crypt, has proven impermeable to the passage of time. It has slipped through the cobwebbed arches of the old world, bypassing the mountaintops of faded myths, and has breathed life amidst the sprawling scape of the contemporary world. Whereas folklore originally birthed and nourished it, the seminal entity now thrives within the bustling foray of popular culture, subtly enmeshing within our daily lives. In literature, films, music, and art, the modern-day incubus manifests in various forms, evolving to mirror our changing perceptions and fears. The media, like a resonating echo chamber, amplifies its presence, fueling a fascination that's as involuntary as it is pervasive. Take, for instance, modern-day novels. The eerie allure of the incubus entwines with compelling narratives, enchanting readers while subtly instilling an unshakable sense of dread. Their depiction in novels such as Stephenie Meyer's Twilight and Cassandra Clare's City of Bones paints a fascinating canvas of seductive fiends traversing the dreamscape, tapping into our deep-seated fascination with the forbidden and the paranormal. Movies and television series are no strangers to such spectral invasions. Take Supernatural or Penny Dreadful. The incubi are there, fleshed out in grim detail, reflecting our modern fears and desires. These incarnations, though cloaked in a semblance of fiction, serve as chilling reminders of the sinister entities lurking within the folds of the unseen. Pop music, often seen as a mirror reflecting societal trends, too has borne testimony to the insidious incubi. The rock band Incubus, for instance, has etched a powerful presence in the music world, their name alone suggesting a mystique and allure that leaves fans spellbound. In the kingdom of digital art and games, the incubus marks its territory. Games like The Witcher employ the concept of incubi as key characters, their deceptive allure and otherworldly capabilities ensnaring players in a web of intrigue. And so the incubus has weaved its way into our world, becoming an insidious part of our lives. It continues to influence and stir our curiosity, fear, and fascination. This modern-day incubus, though clothed in contemporary nuances, bears the primal fingerprint, reminding us of an ancient fear that lurks in our collective awareness. Thus, the incubus journeys with us, constantly evolving yet timelessly haunting, a continuously present entity lurking in the corners of our society. Peel away the layers of time and the incubus emerges, stamped across the matrix of historical and cultural narratives in the form of symbols and signs, each harbouring a narrative of its own. As we traverse this symbolic realm, let's decode the enigmatic language that these entities have whispered through the silent lips of time. The most emblematic designation of the incubus is the steepled nightmare, a symbol to decipher the realm of the subconscious where they supposedly wield their mystic prowess. Depicted arts, the nightmare is commonly symbolized by a helpless, sleeping figure, terrorized by a ghastly entity inflicted upon them, an evocative representation of the incubus's predilection for violating the sanctity of dreams. The incubus is also consistently associated with the symbol of the crescent moon, embodying the secretive and nocturnal attributes of their existence. The moon, in all its hypnotic beauty, is central to the nocturnal realm, a theatre that is home to the incubus. When sighted, this symbol serves as a subtle reminder of the unseen dimension, whispering of its unearthly inhabitants. Ancient hieroglyphics and cave paintings often depict the incubus as a humanoid creature, with distinctively excessive masculine features and animalistic tendencies. The fusion of the human form with the animalistic is a potent symbol signifying their ability to manipulate human sensibilities while harbour an indifferent predatory nature. The incubus is frequently portrayed alongside fertility symbols, twisted branches, coiled serpents, and manacles, suggestive of their intention to plant demonic seed and initiate a bloodline infused with their own unholy essence. These signs serve as a symbolic manifestation of the incubus's deviant desire to fuse the mortal with the demonic, to birth a lineage bearing the spectral imprint. Across the centuries, the cross has emerged as a deterrent symbol, a counterfoil to the menace of the incubus. Respected not for its geometric simplicity but for its spiritual connotations, it signifies a divine barrier, a shield to deflect the incubus's predatory advances. Threaded through the tapestry of time, these signs and symbols communicate a narrative imbued with the profound influence of the incubus. They are keys designed to unlock a deeper understanding of this enigma, serving as a bridge between the tangible realm of our understanding and the intangible realm of the incubus's existence. As we decode these symbols, we step into a whispered legacy of terror and fascination. Within their silent yet eloquent language, we find the essence of the incubus etched, a haunting testament to our shared experience of the enigmatic and the unseen. As our voyage through the mystical continues, we tread into the concealment of the arcane, where daredevils have dared to venture. The ritual summoning of an incubus. Picture, if you will, an ancient stone chamber, bathed in the twilight glow of a dozen flickering candles. The air heavy with anticipation and the musky scent of burnt sage and lavender. In the room's heart lies a well-selected space, a hallowed sanctuary encircled by a wreath of stone and bone, whispering a subtle resonance with the deep notes of time gone by. The summoner, adorned in robes of deepest night, the moon's mark inked across her brow, prepares herself for the ritual. With her heart pulsating to the rhythm of the mystic drumbeat, she initiates the process by casting the ceremonial salt circle, a beacon in the spectral realm, a signal for the unseen to attend. In the depths of silence, her voice rises, chanting antiquated words passed down in hushed whispers through the millennium. These incantations, darkened by the enigma of dead tongues and forgotten languages, pierce through the veil, their vibrations reverberating in the unseen, calling forth the spectral entity. An eerie wind courses through the chamber, extinguishing the candle flames. The temperature dips, breath fogs, leaving the room glistening in an icy silver kiss. It is then, through the pulsing silence, that the incubus bows to the call, crossing inundated astral borders into the earthly realm. A sudden surge of energy sparks the air, static and electrifying. The summoner can sense a presence, a palpable force curling around her being, enclosing her within an invisible embrace. 'Tis not an embrace of mortal hands, but the essence of an entity, both fascinating and foreign. The incubus, the spectral suitor, the fulfillment of her nocturnal desires. This, then, is the intimate dance with an incubus, a direct communion between human and spectral, teetering on the edge of known reality. A fascinating yet bewildering journey, dipping the courageous toes into the rise and ebb of ancient mysticism and the raw beginnings of human desire. No ordinary feat, but a moment hinged between the tangible and the ethereal, a moment where the summoner and the summoned become interwoven in the ageless ballet of desire. Enter, now, the realm where veils are thin and the world is not as it seems, where the mortal woman weaves her waltz with divine darkness, an ethereal stage upon which she and the incubus converse. The rise and fall, the ebb and flow of this hypnotic conversation are not crafted in spoken words. No, this is a language imploring more profound senses, a dialect of the soul. The birth of this spectral conversation requires an almost sacred dedication. Firstly, the woman must allow her usually bustling consciousness to lapse into serenity, to quieten the storm of her thoughts into an undisturbed, tranquil lake reflecting the moonlight. Each mental whisper, each emotional ripple to an incubus is a beacon piercing the veil of the astral plane. Thus, maintaining a thoughtless mind is as crucial as holding her breath underwater. The woman must conjure a question, a thought, like painting a vivid picture on the canvas of her consciousness. She projects it forth, launching it into the spectral realm much like a pebble into a pond, the ripples carrying her query to the perceptive entity. Herein lies the art engaged, speaking the language of the unspoken, where the clarity and power of thought becomes the voice that calls out to the spectator in shadow. And listen, she must. The response that echoes from this haunting dance does not return as crisp ambrosial words, but instead they emerge as silent hymns of emotion, spectral shadings of images, delicate shivers of sensation rippling across the tapestry of her inner self. To this spectral entity, language is a cosmic ballet, a cryptic symphony adorned with echoing intonations of emotions and brief tapestries of imagery. The answer from this silent exchange may unravel as a sudden vision cloaked in mystery, a transient feeling of twilight pleasure, or an unplaceable sense of foreboding that raises the fine hairs on the nape of her neck. The key to unraveling these mystical replies rests not in a forgotten grimoire, but in the keen intuition and spiritual cognizance of the transcendental partner, the woman herself. Walking through the spectral garden of such otherworldly communion requires not just patience and bravery, but an echo of spiritual empathy. For in these moments she is not just conversing, but subtly entwining her essence with a creature that lies splayed across the boundary of the mundane and the magical. Drenched in a blend of the tangible and the unseen, the ethereal and the earthly, she dances a dance of spectral intimacy, a celestial ballad composed of thoughts, images and emotions, echoing across the cosmic expanse. In life's crepuscular corners, where the shadows of the human and the supernatural entwine, there may come a time when one must unravel their ties with an incubus. The formless dance with this spectral suitor must end. The cosmic melody must quieten. The whispers of the ethereal realm must fade into an echoing silence. Yet, severing connections with an entity as intricately interlaced within your essence as an incubus demands more than a mere intent. It demands a ritual, an earnest plea painted in the quaint language of the ancients and the authority of resolute will. Banishing an incubus commences with an emotional severance, a conscious release of the spectral tether woven during your nocturnal rendezvous. It requires a mental proclamation, firm and unyielding, that resonates from the depths of your soul to the far reaches of the spectral realm. It signals your desire for solitude, voicing your need for your dreamscape to once again be untouched by the incubus's shadow. Yet the realm of the incubus is not bound by words alone. The banishing extends into the physical realm, the earthly aspects that have come to represent your connection with the incubus. It might require the cleansing of your space, or yourself, with sacred sage, the smoke swirling in a spectral ballet, replacing the charged connection with a serene stillness. You may find solace in purifying bath soaks mingled with herbs like lavender and chamomile, their aroma seeping into your senses, washing away the essence of the incubus like a spiritual detoxification. Sacred symbols or talismans may find a place in your arsenals. A cross, a Star of David, or a protective incantation carved into a bone. These symbols, when placed around your dwelling or worn on your person, resonate with an ancient charm, a message to the unseen that you, and your space, are guarded from their spectral caress. Invoking divine protection has been a trusted route through the ages. Prayer, aligning your deepest desires with the cosmic energy pulsating around you, manifests an energetic barrier which the incubus cannot breach. Seek the assistance of higher beings, ethereal guardians, god or goddesses, if aligned with your faith. Their divine resonance will cocoon you in a protective aura, a sanctuary the incubus cannot infiltrate. Thus, banishing an incubus is a multi-layered process, a potent mix of conviction, rituals, and divine assistance. It's a journey that curls from deep within your soul, winding upwards towards the physical realm and spreading outwards into the spiritual sphere. And remember, the spectral realm is sensitive not to the spoken word but to the intention beneath. Therefore, it isn't the grandeur of the act, but the echo of the earnest plea carried within that forms the key to the dismissal of the incubus, peeling away its spectral layers from your dreams, your space, and your soul. As we round the lichen-laden corner of the hedge maze, we arrive at an end, much like we must eventually return from an esoteric journey. It's time to pack up the rich tapestry of dreams, roll them up tight, and tuck them into the deepest chambers of your memory. But tread these corridors with caution, for they are not born of mundane brick and mortar. An incubus has walked here, has left spectral signatures twinkling softly in shadowy corners. It's a labyrinth of dreams, of secrets, where boundaries blur and vanish, where you may find yourself trapped if you come unprepared. Dare you step into this ethereal climb, remember, an incubus is a trickster. It may swing open the doors to an otherworldly ballet, a divine feast of dreams that has your heart pounding in fascination. Yes, it may well unravel your world, twisting your realm till it's left dangling between reality and imagination. Yet, within its labyrinth, the paths seem always to lead back into its enthralling clutches. Dancing with an incubus demands an undeniable courage, an iron will, and a sense of the self as sure and steadfast as an ancient oak tree. It requires an unwavering vigilance, a ripple of resistance not to get swept up in the mesmerizing spectacle of mystical pageantry. When you share your dreamscape with a being as compelling as it is bewildering, you must guard your essence, your heart, your spirit. And so, do remember, the allure of the other side is as intoxicating as a moon-dappled night, but it can also lead into the heart of shadowed mysteries and enigmatic encounters. Thus, here is your bow-tied bundle of caution. Keep your ardent curiosity kindled, but arm yourself with knowledge and respect for the unseen. Your dreams are your sanctuary, one which you alone hold the keys to. So delve if you may, but return you must, to the comforting quilt of the terrestrial ground and the sun-drenched reality. For the dance with an incubus is a heady waltz to be tasted and cherished. But remember, one poorly positioned step and within a blink, reality and dreams may merge, leaving you in the thrilling yet disoriented labyrinth of spectral echoes. And so, dear wanderer of mystic lanes, before we part ways, a small jest, albeit laced with a kernel of truth. Do remember to subscribe to Sundusk Sagas. For if you don't, the whispering voices of the astral, specifically a particular mischievous incubus, might just take this neglect to heart. As its playful retribution, it might forget which spectral doors to open and which to close, thus threading you an abundant array of dreams so captivating, you might just forget to wake up from that divine tea party with Mad Hatter, or that breathtaking dragon ride across the jeweled night skies. And while those dreams do sound oh so inviting, I would say, click the subscribe button and let's ensure our adventures remain right here with you, wide-eyed and very much awake, very much. So, until we rendezvous next time, as twilight paints the evening skies, stay enchanted, stay vigilant, and of course don't forget to subscribe to Sundusk Sagas for more tales, where reality and dreams blend into a charming, always entertaining dance.